Yes. Greetings in the name of his and her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazira Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Give thanks for those who stayed. Have a little difficulty in the studio, but welcome to another special edition of Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. Y'all already know it's that kind of time. We're here fiddling with some stuff, man. But we up and running. That's what's up. It was early, but it's a little glitch or two. Something I definitely need to look into, but I'm working on it. Definitely, if you're now tuning in for the first time, tonight we're asking questions about the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, and we have some solutions for the GIS situation. We've been talking about it now for a few weeks, but we need to start looking at the way forward. Not only that, I have some revelations tonight. So if you're now tuning in, go tell a friend to tell a friend. We're a little late, but we're up and running. So without wasting any time, we're going to get right into it. In the meantime, let's go and drop a little tune real quick. Y'all already know the program. And wait, I got to find the tune now, though. I got to find the tune. Before the tune going, this direction. But wait. Just so. Here you go. Yeah. We're just checking. Jah love, Jah love, Jah love. Jah love surround. Yes, family, we need love, man. We need love in these days, man. Love. Jah love surround us. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I got a few people they got to link up. I got a granny that definitely wants to see the program. She said, make sure you send me the link. So I got to send granny the link. Rest of y'all going to like the page, subscribe, click on the bell, and get notifications. But tell a friend to tell a friend. I going to show granny. Give me a minute. Open. She say I even never bring wrong, but I God give me everything now. Yeah, I inspire me to sing song. Serious. Surround me, begging the me up, surround me. Yes, family. Good night, family. Good night. I see y'all. SJ, I see you. Samuel, Jackie. I see you, goddess. God is. Get it? Intrinsic love. I love it. Peace, King. Well, peace to you too, Queen. Sonia, come on. You know how you go already. Jeffrey. Jack Cullen, I see you. Okay, you're new here? Well, welcome to Politically Incorrect, family. Love is love. Love is love. Round me. Make this a karaoke night. You start singing. You don't mess this. Nah, I ain't gonna start singing. I would just chill. Alex, I see you. Peace more. Greater days, greatest sun. My family in disguise without question. We live in love in disguise without question. Jah love surround. Aaron, I see you, Hunt. I see you. Surround me. Love surround us, family. Love surround us, family. I know any water, they would love to drown us, family, but nah, though. It's love that surround us and keep us, steadfast. Yet we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we shall fear no evil. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort us. The rod and the staff comfort us. Blessed love, family. Blessed love. Shabbat shalom. To those observing, the Sabbath. We give thanks and praise to you Salam alaikum, those who are in the Islamic faith. Peace to the Moors, Islam. I serve Lord, I'm the master. Without question, Ashe Hotep to the conscious community. You know how it go already. And you know how we do, Rastafari to the brethren and sister. And someone say, you don't shout out the Christians. And I was like, well, wait. Love is love, though. I mean, everything that was just said deal with the Christ, that Christ consciousness. So believe you me, man, is all love for everybody. That's what we're dealing with is pure love. Pure love. Are you guys Christians? You see? You see how the spirit work? Well, sis, I gonna say this right now, sis. Me as a Rasta man. I deal with Christ consciousness because the teachings of Jesus, the Christ, how you would know as a Christian, Jesus, the Christ, is the teachings about life and love. And that's why he deal with right through his love. That's why he said, in my father's house are many mansions. And Christians got to accept that as a reality. There are many sheep that are not of this fold. So although we like to think that there's a monopoly on, the idea, the reality is righteousness that exalts the nation, man. And all of us got to practice it in one form or another, man. That's what we're dealing with. So, blessed love. She said, I'm not a Christian. Okay, well, that's all good. I mean, whatever it is, it's all love. What faith are you? Let me ask that question. Yes, Jackie, there's one creator. Balance. Balance. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. Yeah, I feel so good right now. Y'all don't even know how good I feel. Like if I could measure how good I feel right now in let's say what scale should I use? If I had to use like I don't know, like what scale? If I had to use mangoes, for example, I will be the imperial mango of happiness right now. You know the imperial and big juicy mangoes that when you bite them, all the juice just run all down your hands. So look, and if you're really from the Caribbean, that juice just get lap up. That don't make that kind of sport. That no man, they don't waste that juice, especially in the sea, you're on the beach. Yeah, I feel like an imperial mango right now, right full imperial mango. I feel like an avocado right now, in season at the end of the season. So you really want it now because going out the season. I feel like $1 billion right now, according to my daughter, $1 gazillion right now. Shout out to my little one too. Well, all of them. Definitely one not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? Up full and joyful all the while. And speaking of little ones, I should really make a phone call, but I was told she was shy. I was told she was shy. If she's watching right now and she wants to, give me a call on WhatsApp and you could speak your truth. I have a young lady, I got to give her a shout out to Haley. I got to call her name. Beautiful, beautiful spirit. And she had an incident at school this week where someone actually went into her bag and took out something, but then they put that something in somebody else's bag to get that person in trouble. So she was like, well, wait a minute. That need to be discussed on politically incorrect because that's not right. That's not fair. So I thought it was really interesting that here's this young spirit recognizing, some that's such an injustice already to put someone go in your bag and take up something, but then you put it in somebody else's bag so they get the blame. And I thought about it and say, you know what? That's a lesson we can all learn from because in our life as adults, you got people and adults who have responsibilities, but rather than take responsibilities, they pass the buck. And then somebody else find themselves in a predicament or position where they wouldn't have been otherwise, not realizing that if it wasn't for the actions of someone else, in this case, Wilfred Abram, yeah, I had to bridge the two. Yes, yes. Wilfred, look, man, I had to bridge it. You would have done the same thing if it was me in the other position. So I'm saying that you got to take responsibility for your actions. So big shout out to Haley without questions. Star light, star bright, keep shining your star in the middle of the night. And in the day, you just shine like the sun all day, every day. But give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. So I had to do that. But we got to pay attention to the youths when they're talking because believe it or not, when they be talking, they be like, yo, where you from? I had the most interesting conversation last night with another youth. And the thing is, the dialogue I was having with the adult, the child she was light years ahead of us. I love it. I love it. That's why Pharaoh, right? Remember the scriptures? He was always looking for the Christ. Which child is going to be the Christ? Which child? So they couldn't figure out which one. So what they did was they targeted all. We just get rid of certain generation, then we ain't got to worry about which one they're going to come. We ain't got to worry about that because they understand the science better than us. Believe you me, they understand. They always it better than me. Trust me. Coconut full of water. Yeah, I feel like a coconut full of water. Give thanks, Sonia, for real, for real. And why do I feel so good? Well, I have some good news in a sense. It's good news. It's good news, but it's good news. It's good news. Oh man. Oh man. I wait. Hold on. Let me put my phone on vibrate first of all, because if I don't do that, it's going to keep going on and on and on and on. Yeah. Give thanks. Give me an update on that information right there too. Yeah. Give me an update. Let me just. Yeah. Got you. All right. So that's where we at right now. So without even going into anything else right now, let me just jump into it one time. So we got to discuss this thing tonight, the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. And then we also have a few solutions, some solutions for the GIS situation, government industrial school. If you have not been hearing what's going on for the last few weeks, you've been living on the rock. But the truth is, it's been going on for the last year on this platform. But can I let y'all in on a little secret? This has been going on for actually 32 years. 32 years. Now, why did I say 32 years? Well, because I've only recently discovered, while going through this document a little bit more thorough, that Barbados ratified, this thing back in 19, what year was it? Let's pull this up. I got to first find it. I think the best way to find it first is to, hold on, cancel that, open up this file, this one, right, and then go back and do it. They ratified this back in 1990. 1990. That's when this was done. 1990. Let me go back here. If I can go up here, where the project background. Should I do the background or summary? This is oh, by the way, for those who are now tuning in again, I would have posted this link on my previous podcast, and I'd asked people to download it before it goes missing, because those things kind of happen. Situation analysis of the justice for children in Barbados. This needs to be read. You need to see this for yourself and have a clear understanding that both BLP and DLP have failed this society for at the very least 32 years. Now, why am I saying they failed the society for 32 years? Well, let's put it in context, family. Let's get to it. Let's put it in context. Now, this was done by UNICEF recently. And we know it was done recently because they have here UNICEF Orbit for Eastern Caribbean 2015. So this research and compilation of information was done at least prior to that, up to this point, 2015. Nevertheless, the information that's here is really about agreement that Barbados made with the UN. Let me get to it real quick. This of course I had it highlighted earlier, but once I click it, that highlight would have disappeared. International legal framework. I think this would probably be it. Yeah. I don't think, no, that's not it. Here we are. Yes. Well, see, there's a whole lot of stuff. I can give you the background. As a matter of fact, maybe I should give you a little background on this, the project background, because the background, or should we start with the summary? Because what it does, it attempts to put it in context where it talks about the issues in the Caribbean and around the world, and Barbados specifically, And what I found to be most interesting is when they start to really put it in a context that really made me scratch my head like, well, wait a minute. This thing here, this thing then going to a different level. I mean, a whole different level. What we thought was just a simple case of young ladies up by JS, allegation of abuse and whatnot. On speaking of abuse, by the way, I have it based on good sources that the principal, yes, Mr. Ronald Braffett, has been replaced recently. As a matter of fact, I was told he was asked to take leave, or he was put on leave, and now there's somebody else acting in his position, which is funny because all these press conferences, I ain't getting an update. Wilfred, you said you're going to deal with this and keep the public informed. But again, right, you're doing stuff underhanded, because why you sent home the principal? Why did you replace the principal? Was the principal fired? Is the question. Was he fired? Is he at home on leave? Is he being investigated? He's being paid while he's on leave, while he's being investigated? Why is the principal of the government industrial school no longer currently the principal of the government industrial school? Can you inquiring minds want to know? Well, Fred, look, man, we had this conversation before, and you refused to submit your resignation. These are the reasons why, because you have failed. Not now. You see, the problem is you looking at now. You failed since last year. You're just prolonging this thing and making it worse and worse and worse. Or wait, Bridges, is it no? What's up? I know. I mean, not made light of that. So you're saying only principle. Listen, 32 years. The juvenile justice system in Barbados, similar to many of those in the Caribbean, is regarded as weak and unable to significantly benefit children in conflict with the law. It has been described as not working in the interest of either the individual child or the society from which they come and to which they will return. It doesn't work. This is what they're saying in 2015. This is in 2015. This is what the DLP was given to work with in 2015, notwithstanding the fact that Barbados ratified this since 2090. Sorry, since 1990, Barbados signed on to the UN this convention in 1990. That is 32 years ago, and Barbados has done nothing to help our young people get up to international standards. Probably short of building a new building and give somebody a contract, as they always do, for probably $11 billion, although it costs a $10 or $100 bill to build. Yeah, I'm just over exaggerating for obvious reasons. Society for which they will return. A recent report highlighted many of the more challenging deficiencies in that regards, including poor assessment and management of the social needs of juveniles, a lack of aftercare services such as counseling and rehabilitation, limited diversion programs to provide educational opportunities, the use of corporal punishment as an integral part of the system, the lack of coordination between existing services, no connection, like paving a road, then they're gonna have to put in a pipe to repave it. Madness. Anyhow, coordination between existing services and antiquated legal frameworks, which we already know what those are. Locking people in solitary confinement, which you call a dungeon, or used to be called a dungeon. It's just funny, of all the words, right? Back to colonial queen thing, right? Anyhow, these systematic weaknesses in the state's mandate to provide an effective and child-centered juvenile justice system run contrary to many global commitments that the Barbados government has ratified in demonstration of its intent to be guided by international standards in the administration of juvenile justice. Barbados has failed our children. Unfortunately, Mr. Wilfred, you're the one left holding the baton. So guess what? And rather than when you came in, correct this issue, rather than last year when you said you were going to address these issues. As a matter of fact, you said you sought the professional assistance and guidance from this organization and this document last year. You said this last year. You contacted United Nations, UNICEF, for their professional guidance. I am sure they gave you this document, because what else would they do? And what did you do? Nothing. A whole year done passed. It's like our life on a treadmill. We going nowhere fast. But yet you want to come again and do another probe. We don't want no more probes, bro. We want you to go. Just go. Just go. You're becoming an embarrassment to the whole nation and to the BLP. I surprised me ain't pass and give you a Chris Rock special, quite frankly. Shucks. It is where we at? It is noteworthy that Barbados is a state party of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, it's called a CRC, which was ratified on the 9th of October 1990, 32 years ago. The convention forbids torture. Hold up, man. The convention forbids torture. Let me ask you all a question, my Barbadian fellow brothers and sisters, my colleagues. Would you classify stripping a young lady naked, locking her in a dungeon, solitary confinement, aka the dungeon, on a cold concrete floor with a top C? For some reason, that seemed to be some, would you for days? Would you classify that as torture? Would that be defined as torture? And if not torture, can somebody from the government industrial school please comment below and explain? Because I know you're watching. But don't comment, because that might expose yourself. Don't do that. But can you at least inbox me the number? You know your number to the program. Somebody could post the number for you and tell me, what would you call that? What would you call it? Because like I told you, I was once on a tour at Dodds, and they had they gave us a tour. They took us to the female section. The color that they painted the area was a green I had never seen in my life. And I think I've told you all this before. But when they showed me where the women that were pregnant or expecting would be housed, the maternal section, at the end of the bed in the cell, there was this huge metal box. A metal box. It looked like an oversized shoebox. Big metal box. So yeah, see, lady giving us a tour. Excuse me, ma'am, not to sound naive or nothing like that. What's that metal box at the end of the there? She said, no, that's a crib. That's not metal, that's stainless steel. That's the crib. It's not metal, it's stainless steel. This is the kind of cognitive dissonance that our people have. I'm gonna touch on that a little later, by the way. That so wait a minute. So you're satisfied that it's not a metal box. It's stainless steel. Pray tell, what is stainless steel? Is it not metal? Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with, family. The convention forbids torture, capital punishment, and life imprisonment without the possibility of release for all persons under 18 years old. It also calls for limited use of detention, and only as a measure of last resort, when all other alternative solutions do not seem possible or adequate. In those cases, when it is required, it should only be administered for the shortest period possible. Can somebody please explain to me, why is Wilfred Abrams still in office? Explain to the people of Barbados why you're still sitting there. People argue, don't shut the place down. We're going to get to that a bit later. It's not even about closing the place. It's about y'all agree to reform the situation from the antiquated crap, these slave days crap y'all was practicing with the Queen since 1990. Who that was? Sandyford? Who was in power in 1990? That DLP? Who signed this? Somebody help me here. Alex, ISIS, my research team, give me the information. Who was in power in Barbados in 1990? Who signed on to this first? We always blame the BLP. I want to show y'all people in Barbados, there is no difference between the two of them. Only this morning I found out that Ronnie Grant now is a BLP. But I thought he was a DLP. Then the BLP. Patrick Tanis. Or Patrick Tennis, go he be back and forth between the courts. Ping, ping, ping. I thought Hamila was the boss. Hamila ain't got nothing on these cats. These politicians, these MPs ain't loyal. They ain't loyal here. The DLP was in power. Okay. Wait, hold on a minute. I got two conflicting stories, family. Talk to me. I got one and Mia. No, Alex. It's Sandy Ford. I was correct. Give thanks to the ancestors because they tell me it was Sandy Ford. Yeah, it was Sandy Ford. It was that fella. With the tax, 8% tax. I didn't forget that one. So Mr. Sandy Ford from the DLP was the one that's, by the way, where in the world is Sandy Ford? You know, they get their money, they get their pension, and they disappear. Are they clones or what? You don't ever see them no more. Like, they don't care about the country no more. They just up and vanish. But anyhow, another conversation. So DLP signed on to this thing. So because the DLP signed on, the DLP tell itself they've been touching it. Because you know that's how the thing go. They've been touch it. So Wilfred, you have been caught with the baton. Unfortunately, you dropped it, and your team is going to lose this race. It's not an if and or but. Y'all gonna lose this. Y'all gonna lose this. This is clear. Because up to now, no one else has said anything. And this is getting stickier and stickier and deeper. Y'all up there torturing people, children, against a convention that y'all signed up. I bet the UN don't know that, Miss Prime Servant, all of the accolades, all these speeches at the glass cup, whatever crap, whatever that is. I bet they don't know you don't hear torturing children, or maybe they do. I'm just saying. We're going to see how far this rabbit hole really goes, though. So the principal now have been put on leave, like I said earlier, and there's a new principal, or I suppose there's an acting principal. If there is a new principal in place of the old principal, it means he was given his pink slip. What they call it, pink slip? I never had a job already, so I didn't know what you get when you get fired. But he been given his walk-in ticket. I wonder why. Inquiring minds want to know. Anyhow, when all other alternate solutions do not seem possible or adequate, in those cases, it requires the administration to ensure it's impossible. Barbados has also embraced the principles of the UN guidelines for the prevention of juvenile delinquency, which requires progressive delinquency prevention policies. The CRC and other international treaties and guidelines require that the system include efforts to address the root cause of the offending behavior and implement both preventative and integrative measures through which children can play a constructive role in society. So in other words, they have to take a holistic approach to fixing this thing. What has Barbados done? No, we can take the child from you, we can call them words, we can lock them up, and we can deal with them for you. We can break their spirits. We can put a bunch of ogres mixing with some beautiful people to deal with them. Because the truth is, I'm not saying anybody at JS is bad. Please stop calling me. I have got a whole bunch of calls, especially since my last podcast, from all kinds of people. Emmanuel, you was wrong for saying that, and da 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 da. All right. I admit I might have went a bit overboard, but I did it on purpose. Because, like I said, when you pelt a rock at a pack of dogs, only the one that get hit gonna yell. The rest ain't gonna got nothing to say because it don't apply to them. But I took my calls, and I listened. I listen respectfully. But you still my people, and you still my people, and yeah, you still my people, and we still we. And I agree. I agree with you totally. But I ain't in front. You got some folks that work amongst y'all, man, that make y'all look bad. Not make y'all look bad, because y'all good. We is we. You know what I'm saying? I am tempted to say something. One love, but it's all good. Read between the lines. But I will say this, if nothing else. The holistic approach has to happen, and it has to happen now. We can't have Mr. Wilfred talking about telling we're going to retrofit duds to accommodate girls, and then we'll see how we're going to work this out while we're doing investigations, while we're doing this. And speaking of investigations, Wilfred, let me ask you a question. You got this ex-police, whoever this guy's supposed to be. He looked like he need to be investigated himself, quite frankly. That's just my 2 cents. Yeah, he said that. You got a bunch of lawyers and stuff. Where are the qualified social workers, the psychiatrists, the psychologists, the teachers? Where are the people who really deal with children and child care and child protection in this investigation. This is why you need to leave. You keep dropping the baton. How you gonna put a bunch of people who know absolutely nothing about child care, has never worked in the capacity of child care, don't know what to look for, how to even talk to children for that matter, to do an investigation? You could only be an, I mean, like, come on, you listen, man. Can some look, hold up. You ain't got an advisor. I got a whole bunch of advisors. I know this don't come on here and just run off. I got folks who be like, yeah, no, nah. You ain't got nobody to pull your coattail, or you so arrogant you think it's all about you. You that vain, brother, man. You can't be that vain. You can't be that vain, man. You pick a whole team of people to do an investigation into something that have absolutely no knowledge of what they're investigating. So what they're looking for, you want them to come back and say the same thing. Well, we ain't really finding wrongdoing, but thanks for the check. Man, y'all feel this is a game, Y'all ain't gonna get serious if somebody gets serious with y'all, Y'all read that how y'all choose to read that. I wish you would stop. Anyhow. We understand it's a serious situation. We get it. We understand that there's a bunch of y'all that get money out of this thing that y'all been eating for years comfortably. We get it. We understand that some of y'all been taking food and money and whatever else out the system and pocketing for your own benefit. And again, you and your friends and your family and your special circles. We get it. All I'm saying is that them days are done. The world is on the new management. You remember the new world order? You remember that? Well, that means that your world order, your previous order is a done deal. It's a new day, bro. It's a new day. You ain't getting it. You think I'm up here speaking like this because I ain't got nothing better to do? I'm just bringing a message. But believe me, man, the world is on the new management. You better catch up, bro. It's time to sign out, exit stage left, and go and do the rest of politicians to do. Just don't watch the film. Be like St. Clair. Be like St. Clair. Don't need the LP talking all that crap. Cuss out the BLP. Now he worked for Mia. You understand? Play that kind of game. Act like you was always done with the BLP anyhow, because we don't know what's what. Cats, these clowns, man, is funny, man. For real. This is really a circus, International circus. Ringman and Bailey. Which I thought this was interesting when I read this. Against this backdrop, that just blew my mind. I asked myself, who penned this? Wait a minute. I bet this is the same speech writer that wrote this, that write the speeches for all prime servants. They have speech writers. Let me not pretend. She too busy to write speeches, especially them long ones she got to read from the teleprompter. You know what I mean? We know that go. I bet you the same individual who wrote her speeches. It's against this backdrop. Well, guess what? When I read that part, against this backdrop of obvious gaps and deficiencies in the state juvenile justice regime, together with a stated intention to be guided by the international human and child rights agenda, the government approved the appointment of a legal consultant under the former Ministry of Family and present Ministry of Social Care to identify and propose remedies for reform of children, women, and family law. So wait a minute. 2015, the government approved the appointment of a legal consultant. So I have a question. I ain't really got no answers technically, but I got some questions. So if the government approved the appointment of a legal consultant, who exactly is the legal consultant? Is it a firm? Is it an individual? Were they paid? If so, how much were they paid? And also, what was, because remember the purpose was to identify remedies and reform the children, women, and family law. So my question is, who is the consultant? Who's the firm? What were they paid? And what is the findings? What did they identify? Because Mr. Wilfred, I ain't hearing nothing about that one though. Or that's because this was a DLP thing. Was this a DLP thing? So the DLP don't check for it? That's what this is? Is there a document that identified remedies and reform for children, women, and family law in Barbados? Is my question. ISIS, you taking notes? Somebody need to answer these questions, man. These critical questions, man. The need for this proactive step was underscored by the recent study highlighting that the administration of juvenile justice in Barbados is still regulated by the outdated Juvenile Offenders Act enacted in 1932 and the reformatory and industrial school legislation, which regulates custodial care for juveniles, enacted in 1926. These antiquated pieces of legislation clearly do not reflect. Hold on, man. Let me write like this. These antiquated pieces of legislation clearly do not reflect or promote. Wait, hold up. See? Wait. Do not reflect or promote the sought after objectives of the international instrument that Barbados has committed itself to achieving. 32 years. Y'all done. Haley watching. Sorry, pardon me, Haley. I almost that one on. Y'all done messed up, man. Y'all done messed up, man. See why he's can't really cuss on here, family. You got little. How old Haley is? No, I think. Well, shucks. Haley is what? 8, 6. I can. I got grandmothers watching. They got children watching. This is a family program. You understand? You got from young to the elderly watching one program. Where in Barbados you gonna find that kind of generational span watching the same program? We a family. Look, the answers right here, though. I'm just saying. Look, family, the information right in front of us right here, man. Go, matter of fact, hold on, man. Go find this document and download it before it goes missing. I'm telling you, I'm going to post it again. I'm sorry I did not see the chat because I was on the other page, so I couldn't see the chat, but I'll try to go back to it in a minute when I take a break from this. I'm sure there's a lot of good comments in here. How can a lawyer help these children? Wait. My family, Miss Thompson, you in the building for real? Tracy, you in the building? Tracy Agar, the building for real? Like on, family. It on, tell a friend and tell a friend. It on. How can a lawyer help? Listen, why is it, right, that there's nobody from the Child Care Board on that investigation? Now, I know y'all have a lot to say with the Child Care Board. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this once and for all so that we're clear. Barbados Youth Action Program have helped many young people in this nation directly and indirectly. And every single time it's a case where there's abuse, the Child Care Board answered our call with complete efficiency and proficiency. So I have nothing negative to say about some of the people that we work with at the Child Care Board. As far as the organization as a whole, I can't speak on it because I never dealt with it as a whole. But what I do know, and the little I do know, is that the individuals we have worked with consistently have always been on their ball. They don't drop the baton. I can tell you that. So why is it that you don't have the people who are qualified? And I know there are qualified people in there who are very specially qualified to deal with these issues, who may have a variety of suggestions. Well, Fred, let me ask you a question. Why you can get the Child Care Board on this investigative team? Let me ask you that question. You see why you need to go? You keep missing the mark. Look, hold on a minute, man. Yo, Mia, let me talk to you for a second. I don't call your name too often on this platform because, you know how we butt each other, how it's be. You know that already. We ain't going to get into all that right now. You know what I mean? Shout out to Sand here too, by the way. When I can't talk to he, though, like out of curiosity, you can't like pull in a meeting tomorrow and have a seat, man. And explain to him, look, man, I've been watching Politically Incorrect. This what you tell him. I've been watching Politically Incorrect, and quite frankly, I think that your man should have pursued law because he would make a dynamic lawyer, at least even one that's better than you. But anyhow, it's against that backdrop that I'm going to ask you respectfully to go ahead and resign, man. Don't worry about it. I would do a little by-election. You just make an excuse that you had COVID or something and you felt medically, whatever, we cover it up for you. And just go off, take the wife from across the canal or something and just relax yourself, enjoy a little weather or whatever, and breathe for a little bit and come back home in about a decade or two when anybody forget about you. But for right now, you're making me look bad, though. You're making me look bad. So anyhow, had that on my desk first thing in the morning. well, Monday morning, give you the weekend to, think how you can write it. Or you get the speech, write it for him. Or if you like, I'll write it for him and I'll just inbox it somehow to some address, and I would, we get my team to send it a very well articulated apology to the people of Barbados. And a thank you, by the way, because it's, show humility. Show humility. I don't know if you ever had to do that in your life, Wilfred, but it gotta show, at this point, it's best to show humility, apologize to people of Barbados. And, Barbados forgiving, man. They might make a little joke or two in the paper and things, a little black and white character, but yeah, in 9 days, they'll forget about you. Remember? You ain't gotta worry about that part. But on another note, though, family, United Nations Child and Children's Fund and Caribbean Office support. All right, let me skip that one. Project scope and objective. Let me come down some more. International legal framework. You see this right here, families? Juvenile justice, the international standards. Let me tell you something. If I even start to go through this part, it might be riots in Barbados by morning. Because what Barbados has done, right, is neglect all of these things, all of them. Look, let me go here right here. Section 2.1.1. 211. United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, CRC. The CRC is a primary instrument guiding the development of juvenile justice and is seen as the overreaching framework for the child's right approach. It contains an elaborate set of guidelines for maintaining human rights standards in juvenile justice system and for the administration of juvenile justice itself. The CRC also defines a child as every human being below the age of 18 years, unless under the law applicable to the child's majority is attained earlier. Majority. I know that was majority, or it's supposed to be maturity, but anyhow, that's another story. In Article 40, the CRC establishes the core guiding principles for the treatment of children in conflict with the law. Article 40. Now, I actually went as far as looking for it, the actual guidelines, and I found it. I think I did. I don't know if I downloaded it, but I'll definitely post a link as well. But state parties recognize the rights of every child alleged as accused of or recognized as having infringed the penal law to be treated in a manner consistent with the promotion of the child's sense of dignity and worth, which reinforces the child's respect or the human rights and fundamental freedoms of others, and which takes into account the child's age and the desirability of promoting the child's reintegration and the child's assuming a constructive role in society. To this end, state parties are required to establish laws, procedures, authorities, and institutions specifically applicable to children to ensure the common approach of the spectrum areas addressed by the convention. The Committee on the Rights of the Child has identified 4 general public principles that are guiding references for its implementation: best interest, non-discrimination, child participation, and rights to survive and development. Now, I wanted to, let me just finish this part. These principles and the articles associated with them are relevant to juvenile justice in the sense that respect for rights such as the rights to education. There's no curriculum at GIS, nothing of the such. The protection against abuse and exploitation. We know that doesn't exist because they are exploited, and God knows they are abused. In what ways, we have no idea yet. We're waiting for the investigation. To adequate information. Well, I don't even know if there's a library down there. According to the girl on the radio, they had to sneak books in. Another conversation. To an adequate standard of living and to appropriate moral guidance. Man, I don't even know how to touch that. Help keep children from becoming involved in crime. It leads to the conclusion that any meaningful attempt to prevent juvenile crime must involve promoting and protecting all rights of children. However, the most relevant provisions of the convention that deal more directly with the administration of juvenile justice includes Article 37, 39, and 40. Please find that also online. Let me see if I have found it here. I'm sure I did, Let me double check here and see. Because I am certain I found it. Now, there's one file here as well. Although it doesn't give the full detail, it does. I hold on. Let me give you this file right here. Let me post this one as well. Give me a second. Let me switch this one here as well. Let me post this one here as well for those who are interested. You can go and find this and download it. Or if you like, feel free to go and download the United Nations. Yeah. I'll post this in the chat. You can go and type this in as well. And go look it up. I'm sure you'll find a PDF file that you can download. And when I was reading through that one as well, oh my gosh, it's like since 1990, we agreed to fix this situation. 32 years. We always boast about our independence. Now this Republican crap. You see what? Oh, should I touch that, man? Yeah, I ain't gonna touch that. I ain't gonna touch that. You see why I come on here and I share this information with you? I only share this so you will see for yourself what really going on. I don't come here and give you my opinion. Not really, hardly ever. I share facts. I share the truth of the matter. I tell you what they won't tell you. I should say. I can't even say me because give thanks to my inbox crew. I give thanks to my inbox crew because believe me, I be getting the information. I be getting the 411 hot off the press. There are people within the framework of what we call the system that have had enough and they're tired of the lie, deceit, and corruption. They're tired of it. I know there's a lot of in-house squabbling right now. There will have to be, it's obvious. Captain, the ship is sinking. All aboard? No, that ain't true. The rats jumping off. Rose always said, when you see the rat jumping off the ship, it's time to get off here. They know something that you don't know. And I can't say it any better. We always boast it. Now, this thing with Republic and Constitution, there's supposed to be a walk coming up. And I don't really want to say too much about it, me personally, because I'm not going to be there. I'm going to put on the record clear right now. I'm not going to be there. I'm not walking for no Constitution for the Republic. I don't want no Republic to start with, let alone the Constitution. So you all understand what I try to say? I don't, listen, miss me with that, man. I miss me with that. See, this is where we keep going wrong, family. We keep begging for a scotch on a bench in a burning house. How ignorant are we? How? I had a podcast earlier, Hoodwink, Bamboozle, and Bewitch and Bamboozle. Y'all remember that? I suggest some y'all go watch that, man. How ignorant can we be? We don't want no scotch on your bench in the burning house. We need to go and get our own lumber and start to build our own house and put things in its proper perspective the way we know it's supposed to be. That's what we need to do, because all that is necessary for evil to flourish is that good people do nothing. We have been sitting back for far too long. We can no longer do that, family. Look around you. Look around you. I mean, they're at the point where now, that, hold up. Let me see if I find the video. Y'all know they're at the point right now, right? That they can literally snatch up any one of us, clone you, download your current memory into your new you, and put you back on the street. And no one would probably be the wiser except people who probably know you personally would say, wait, my mind, you seem a little different though. That kind of thing. Well, that scar you had right there, I ain't see it no more. I don't know, man. Family, we living in a different program here, family. We better check ourselves. We living in different dimensions, man. Different reality. Totally. Is that what happened to Mia? Who knows? Haile Selassie first, brother. Greetings. See my family from all the way over there in the building. Barry, how are you and your sister, man? Shout out the family for us. Politically Incorrect. And again, welcome to all those don't join us for the first time. I gotta do some commercial real quick because it said that I need to promote the program. Politically Incorrect is on 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. For those now joining us, this is 8 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, Caribbean time, something like that. Anyhow, we appreciate your support. We have a PayPal account for those internationally. Is eBarilia@gmail.com. That's the PayPal account. But don't forget to tell a friend and tell a friend. That's how this message is actually spread from one to the other. If you want to send us an email, politically.in.correct246@gmail. If you want to call us on WhatsApp, the number is 246-838-8253. Feel free to tell a friend and tell a friend. Send us a message, and we good to go. And on that note, let me just jump right back into something else real quick. Now, we talk about that particular document and the issue since 1990, 32 years ago in 2022, and we still in the further. In fact, we worse off because the abuse has continued to the point where it has spilled out into the street. Mr. Wilfred keeps telling the people what they want to hear, what typical politicians do, like the other brother, Adrian. What the name? Ford? Yeah. I just can't call that man name and not pause and smile. You know? Oh, man. And if you watch it, you know why you're laughing, man. You know why you're laughing, man. This is a real sheepish situation. You know, I can't even, I'll let that one go for now. For now. But anyhow, so what are some of the solutions for GIS? Because, the reality is, my thing is to close it down. Yes, close down what is known as the government industrial school. What we can do, however, is deal with, I don't want to say reform, to be frank, but we want to create an environment totally different than what it was. The reality is there are some of our children who are coming out of troubled homes. Why? Because I ain't going to lie, man. And I think Steve said it as best. Well, he said it, but he said it perhaps in a very insensitive way, as Steve sometimes do say stuff. And shout out to the brother Steve in UK and the whole UK family. But it ain't, that's how he is. You can't knock a man from being who he is. You just got to trust people to be who they are. But the reality is, a lot of parents still be doing bare foolishness to their children, though. I can't tell a lie. I can't tell a lie. A lot of parents be doing bare. And the thing is, the parents don't mean no harm in some cases. In some cases, look, today I went downtown. I was supposed to meet someone in the city at a particular location, and I was a bit late as per usual, but I'm always on time, like God. Always on time. So I land at the spot, bam, and I pull up on the ends, and I just breeze, and I wait, and I tell myself, I can breeze in the shade here for a little bit, just kill a minute. Well, utilize the time while I'm there, and I go to try to answer a message on WhatsApp. Shout out to Jackie, by the way. And I saw a young man walking by, two young men, one with a little child walking, holding his hand, walking kind of brisk, so the child's small legs could really keep up. But what caught my attention wasn't that, or the fact that they looked like they just left the block, which is no big deal, by the way. The fact that the child was bawling, and I was watching it as it was getting closer and closer. And of course, the closer the child came to me, the louder the cries became. And I'm looking around to think if anybody else would see and say something. I'm wondering, like, what's going on? I'm thinking, man, like, he's walking brisk and he's dragging the child almost. I'm thinking, I need to say something, man. Man, you gotta say something, man. So I'm looking. So I think the phone rang at some point. So I took my eyes off for a second, a minute or two. And then but then I got back. When I looked, I saw him between two cars, crouched down, looking at the child, holding the child, kind of shaking the child a bit violently. And the child is trying to hold him. He's slapping the child hand down and everything. I'm thinking to myself, now, some parents need some help, man. I ain't going front. So then he grabs the boy again and starts walking brisk. The child is bawling even more now as he's walking down the road. And I'm realizing that I had to see that. That's why I was there. That's why I was there at that time. That's why I came late. Because had I gotten earlier, I would have missed all that. But seeing that told me, the truth is, right? I ain't going front. We ain't saying the system right or the system wrong. We know the system has never been good for poor people anyhow. We already know the situation. We ain't got to go over that. But we as a society, we as a whole, we have failed, though. We have failed. I'm not putting the blame on. Remember Haley's story about someone doing something and blaming somebody else? We can't point the blame, because the truth is we all are guilty. We sat back in our fancy jobs. We got our pension, we got our mortgage, we got our tuition, whatever, car note, whatever. A lot of us just busy trying to just be busy, trying not to see the ills of society, because then you have to speak on them. But by, like I said, sticking your head in the sand and this kind of approach, well, look where we at, family. Look where we at. Poor Wilfred didn't know what the hell. Wilfred ain't got a clue what to do. I don't know if he got children. I keep hearing he doesn't. But the reality is, that doesn't mean he doesn't have a sense of empathy that he can relate. And if he's in the community with people, to see the needs and the wants and be able to come to some kind of common ground. But if he doesn't, again, we have failed him too. He's a product of the same society, the same education system, especially Harrison's, the illusion of superiority because of a name that does the same CXC as St. Lucie Secondary or Grantley Adams or Princess Margaret or St. George or Parkinson or Queen's College. So it's a class system there, not an educational system. So we get it. We get it. But we have failed our society as a whole. A lot of parents need help parenting because they're not really parents. A lot of children raising children and don't have a clue what to do. And abuse begets more abuse. So children going to do to their children, in most cases, not all, what was probably done to them. And if they have their own psychological issues from abandonment, neglect as children, and God knows whatever else, whether they're drinking, smoking, or mixing, or doping, or toting, or whatever the young people doing nowadays, vaping, or haping, or hating, I don't know. The point is, clearly, there's an issue. The funny thing is, everybody walk by. Nobody stopping out. Sweet, little man, little man right there. Now, on the verge of me getting out, the guy grabbed the little boy and walked off. I got in my van and I drove around to try to cut back around to come back up the one-way street. It was Robert Street, and calling him to see if I could see him, because had I seen him, I was pulling over. But when I came back up the second time, I didn't see him. And I wasn't feeling good about that. I drove real slow and I looking, because I was going step to that. Not in no kind of way, but yo, brother man, we're getting on, little man crying. Everything good? Create a little dialogue. We're getting on, little man. What happened? You tired walking or something? And that's the reason upon the different heights. You need to drop somewhere, big man. How far are you going? The point is, man, it takes a village, man. And we just been busy trying to survive. I get it. Everybody ain't built for certain things. I get it. If you tell me I live in an illusion, an imaginary world, not any real world. You man tell me he's a realist. He live in the real world. What you talking about? The boy I want to hear. That's funny. When I first started this podcast, only about 10 people can watch and listen. Remember Jackie? Yo, now I can't go nowhere, man. Yo, Emmanuel, I watch the program. Yo, Emmanuel, I know you face from somewhere. Thousands of people now watching it. I can't accept that. Had I listened to people, that would never work, man. We're going to keep it happening, man. We're going to keep it happening. My saying is this, family, right? We got to take a very holistic approach to fix this. We can't do it in segments. We got to do it at once. In our communities, there are families that we can identify that need help. We know that. But if we help them directly, indirectly, we ain't got to have it all at once. But you might be there. If you could help that family today, you might go another sister in the community. Y'all come together, start to identify who in the community, forming little hubs. We have a FADE initiative that is designed to do just this. And we're going to soon finalize it, get it tight, and we're going to disseminate it in the community so that each community can create their own governing body and not rely on these clowns and these tight suits and these cheap looking shoes. Because the funny thing is this, let me just say this for the record. If I was a minister, right, me personally speaking, the way I see some of these ministers dress, right, I tell myself, these cats ain't even got no class or elegance, man. They ain't got no royalty, no divinity in their framework. They be looking as shabby as ever, though. Be like, God damn, you put that velour suit on with a corduroy pants and hot Barbados. Like, where you, like, hey, my man, where you from? And my man think he look sharp, though, You for real, man? Haile Selassie I was the world's best dressed leader. Best dressed. It's royalty, though. You gotta have this thing in your bloodline, though. I ain't boasting. But anyhow, they be looking. My point I want to make, though, is that they don't even look the part. They're just playing a part. So we got to turn every community into a governing hub that takes responsibility for its own issues, because no two communities in Barbados will ever have the identical same issues. So it doesn't make sense creating a cookie cutter to deal with these issues. The more severe cases of psychological issues, we have trained, qualified, professional psychologists to assist in our children to get the little issues, whether it is post-traumatic slave syndrome, whether it is abuse in the family, whether it is sexual abuse, whether it is physical abuse, whatever it is, and we can identify and resolve these issues. These are things we need to do as well. If it's a case where they have to be placed in an environment, not an institution, and an environment to get a more direct one-on-one, then we will have those particular places established off the grid that they can get the natural, again, holistic help they need. Plus, let me add this, also the frequent and interactive communication with their parents, especially those who are not dealing with the abuse from parents but have their own other issues, so that that contact can be healed and mended. Because right now, the government industrial school is denying another violation of rights. As a matter of fact, in that list of international standards, you can't deny child access to their family. You can't deny the child access to the immediate access to a lawyer. It says immediate access. Y'all gotta read this, man. Immediate access to a lawyer. BlackRock, as well as government industrial school, has denied these young ladies that are down there right now on quote unquote suicide watch. They have denied them access to their families. I spoke to the mother. She said, I've not heard my daughter since I took her down there weeks ago. Not a word. The child now disconnected from their families, now fearful. You see the kind of games they play, and then they pretend they don't know what they're doing. This is why you have a problem with this, man. Big people acting like they don't know what they're doing. Like, if I got to come here and tell you that you're doing wrong, now if all right. I think it's time for commercial break, family. Yes, right. Joy you again. That's how we do this thing. Back on Politically Incorrect, where we always get it correct. We're just discussing some solutions. And we talked about governing and governance. You would think I must see, this guy like he's schizophrenic. Yeah, you go from one to, you just gotta pull back yourself, right? You gotta check yourself, because let me tell you, man, this thing deep, and I feel this. Somebody coming at me, man, how you do this though? I feel this to my core. I just go and sit here. I love to put a bucket with Epsom salts down here just now and put my feet in it while I do this, man. Just to draw out the toxins, because this is so filthy, right? That it sickens me. It sickens me, Wilfred. And you come on TV with your vain, arrogant, bourgeois little cockney smile. You can't stink when the bill us all the way for truth, And the thing is this, though. The funny thing is this. It is evident that you ain't got a clue. I mean, it's obvious. You don't even know what. I hope you taking notes, bro. Matter of fact, don't take the notes. Just resign. The only thing Barbados wants you to do right now is resign. And the longer you wait, the worse you're gonna make this, because it's only a matter of time before more people see this podcast and realize what you have really done. Mia, I tell you, talk to your man here. I know you don't make that kind of mock sport. You better holler at your boy. But anyhow, we're going to focus on healing, like I said, in an environment that is conducive towards bringing out the same positive outcome in terms of reintegrating back in society to become more productive citizens. That's what we're looking at. Contributors, not use the word citizen. And we're dealing with respecting the rights of the children too. That's another thing, because they're violated, like I said, in terms of not giving access to their lawyer, not giving them immediate access. That's the word they use, is immediate access, not denying them also connection with their family, not disconnecting them from their family. Barbados has failed that again and again, over and over. The other thing is, like I said, is including other programs who have shown credibility. Because this is the issue. We got social workers working up there that because there's somebody trying to get a job, or because they passed the class. Now, it's interesting. They may be high performers in terms of what they have studied. They can do all that all day long, but they're not trustworthy. So here's a problem. You have a person who's a high performer, but they're not trustworthy. So what are you going to do with that? How are you going to work that out? Because you can't trust them with the children. We have people who are fully trustworthy, but are not high performers because they didn't do the degrees, but That young lady that was on the program the other night that used to work there, that quote unquote they say was just the janitor, and she's just stay in her lane. She had and have a better relationship with the young ladies that were there and the ones who were discharged since than most people who work down there. But she was just the quote unquote janitor. She didn't have the high qualification. She didn't have that, but she had the high trustworthiness, a high level of empathy, and therefore she connect better with the children. So why not make her a counselor, using her life story as a testimony, and giving her the proper salary so she could sustain and support her own family, rather than insult her integrity and try to degrade her by suggesting you were just a janitor, stay in your lane. The audacity, though, coming from a woman who is one of the head ones in the alleged abuse when it comes to the last young lady who escaped last year. With all her social degrees and social work, this and that. He's a master at abuse. Anyhow. There is no law in Barbados, only friends and favors. I don't know about that, Alex. The principal gone home, yeah. Something wrong, something wrong. There's been some shifting. Residential homes for children where their needs can be met properly. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. Solutions. Listen, I look, family. I hope people who are watching this are taking notes. Different organizations who are watching this might be taking notes. Not a problem. Like I said, FADE initiative is up and running, and soon and very shortly we'll be able to duplicate this in every community to govern themselves holistically, which would include issues like this. So the child ain't gonna leave St. Philip and get sent to St. Lucie and all this other madness. Only in those extreme situations where we might have to special needs for some children, put them in a different space because they have different needs. But we the people we gonna fix this. Wilfred, we don't need your help. And again, I ask the question, why is it that there's nobody on your investigative team who has experience in social care and social justice? None. You go a policeman. First of all, nobody don't trust police. Y'all not. I mean, children, youths don't trust police. Maybe the youths in the heights and the suburbs probably. I don't even know if they do either. But for the average youth the average youth running the route, do not trust police. You can put a police to question children. An old brigadier at that. Come on, man. I don't think he got a sensitive bone in his body. They done broke him years ago in the name of the Queen. Yeah, he said it. It's a fact. Y'all the only ones that got G code. That's the problem, you see. That's the problem when you're arrogant, right? You think you're the biggest and the baddest. But we ain't the biggest and we ain't the baddest. We the smallest and we the greatest, though. Eagles don't fly with crows. That's all I got to tell y'all. The Pine Great House, it belongs to Violet Beckers. It here empty. That's right. That's right. That's right. But family, like I said, that's just a few of the solutions we came up with tonight to deal with these issues. As far as the juvenile justice system and the laws, legislation, we're going to have to write our own and then hand them to be put in rather than having the politicians create something. They don't have a clue what they're doing. So we have to figure that one out. As far as how to deal with our children that commit crime, understand this, family. There's a direct correlation between crime and poverty. You see, so there's no way you can address juvenile delinquency or juvenile crime or crimes committed by juveniles and not look at the poverty situation, that the impoverished situation that most of these youths are most likely coming from. So again, it has to be a holistic thing. We can't just do one and leave the other because there's a relationship between the two. There's also a direct correlation with those youths who do poorly in school and those who commit crime. In most instances, not all, but in most. Because then again, the emotions, how they learn to communicate, these kind of things are affected and they choose alternate routes. Typically what you see on TV on the music. So these are things that avenues we have to look at, being very realistic and recognize that we have been conditioned to self-destruct. And unless we deal with this as a whole, we're going to perpetuate this cycle over and over and over again. We can blame GIS, we can blame Wilfred, but we won't blame Wilfred because he won't be in office. But we'll get it done. But the point is, Haley, I thank you for that parable, that message, because the truth is, we might blame someone who doesn't have the responsibility because somebody else failed to do what they were supposed to do correctly in the first place, just so you could blame somebody else wrongly. So rather than fixing the blame, let us fix the problem, family. And right now, one of the main problems is that Mr. Wilfred Abram keeps getting in the way of reform for our children and the help they need really to get back on track and back in our society. So with that said, I'm saying it again, Mr. Wilfred Abram, you need to just step down. And on that note, I am done. I am going to comments now. So feel free to share your comments. Let me just post a few real quick, go through some. And yeah, we out of here, family. The long talk. Me not into no long talking. You feel say you're bad, come touch me then. The rich children commit crimes too. They said the rich children, where did that go? The rich children commit crimes too, but they never locked up. Look, just last, say what some youths break inside the aquatic center. I think they climbed the fence or whatever, went in the pool or whatever, or something like that. And they actually recorded this. I mean, look, you know what? The truth is, like I told you, family, this is why you don't get into constitutional talk and all this thing, because that is their world. They could do all that. That don't apply to us. We don't know our legal standing. We don't know who we are. We don't know our lawful selves. And therefore, we're going to be subject to these things over and over, over and over. We need to establish our governing body and sit at the table with our own treaties and conversation. Therefore, they're going to respect the power that we bring to the table. I'm telling you. Defense force, police, Coast Guard is a mixture of both people. Who for and who against, family. Come out of her, my people. The Bible tell you it's time to come out, family. But by come out, I don't mean you gotta leave right away. Y'all stay right where you are. Stand down and stand guard. Stand down and stand by. That's what Trump said, right? That's stand down and stand by for now. Y'all get the marching orders just now. Just now. Y'all gonna see what time it is, man. Y'all gonna see what time it is, man. Welcome to the new Barbados, you see? Where people like Wilfred Abram is out to step down, and he will step down. He will step down. Mark my word. And ain't nothing, and by the way, ain't nothing I would come on here and boast about, because this isn't about no boasting now. This is about pushing forward and putting ourselves in a position where we should have been ever since. We ain't got no time to be waving the flags and hollering hoorah and spring garden and coming. We got work to do, family. So let's stay committed to the work we got to do here. The system is for black people to keep us in line. Well, let's stop being black then. That's all. Then it wouldn't apply to us. Let's become white. How that sound? All right. If it's just generic terms and don't mean nothing, if God means something, but doesn't change who you are, then be true to yourself and forget that whole idea of being black. If the system is only for black people, well, then we ain't black no more. Fuck it. Pardon me. Oh, sorry, Haley. Pardon me, Haley. 1,000 pardons. I gotta put some money swear jar. We gotta swear jar here. You can't swear the children watching. My apology, Haley. The laws don't apply to them, only us. Anyhow, Haley, it's 9:30. You should be in bed though, Haley. So you should be in bed. So I gotta play a tune for Haley. Let Haley go get some rest. You call Mark Zuckerberg a clone on his Facebook post and got a warning from community standard. ISIS, chill. Behave. Auntie on. Listen, Maria, tell Auntie we showed her. Mar, we showed you. Same way. Blessings. Full respect 100. You see that I told you, fam, this is a family program. We got aunties, grandmothers, we got babies tuning in. Family, we doing this. In an if and on them, but we doing this. By the way, t-shirts coming soon. We got the okay. Well, we got a price. Well, actually, we got a quotation. That's basically what we got. And we got a price on the quantity. If you get X amount, the more you get, the less you pay. Ain't too bad. We don't have our own machine, so we can work with the black business to do this. So fade and politically incorrect t-shirts coming soon. Yes, these are all way of also raising funds to support what we do here to make this thing happen on a larger scale. Because ideally the plan is we got a few things coming up, and we're looking to take this to another level. We're going to take out a page, ad in the Sunday Sun just now, encouraging people all across Barbados who buy the Sunday Sun to tune into politically incorrect and tell a friend to tell a friend. So we got some stuff happening. Next week, I have a special guest. We already spoke. He just says a matter of which day he's going to come. And I feel I should give you a kind of a sneak preview of who it is. I don't know. But don't miss next week. Probably Wednesday or Friday. Might be Friday. Because we're in the same time zone. So I won't have to do a Sunday special for him. I may do it a Friday night. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do it next Friday night. So stay tuned for a special guest. Maybe I should advertise that one. I wonder if I should do that for real. That might be interesting, advertise him, because a lot of folks will tune in to see him. And maybe I should do it. This is Friday, Sunday coming up. That's kind of too short. Maybe I should schedule it for next. Well, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. We're going to figure it out. We're going to meet with the committee and we're going to get it together. Yeah, but I think we should definitely do this ad for this guy as well. Yeah, I feel so. Anyhow, family, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for tuning in again, as always. Give thanks for the comments, the energy to create this reality, this virtual one for you and me, so we can have our pleasantry, sit down here in a cup of tea, and make the night go smoothly. You know what I mean? We just flow infinitely like it's nothing to the eye and for you and for me. So cheers to that one. And on that note, man, give me a tune. Clayton, my brother, it's good to see you again. Shout out to Lamamba and Bonga Lights. Shout out to Alex Mitchell, the crew. Shout out to Phil. The men at the army, the men in the front line. My brother Halam. Shout out to Dre. Who else? Aaron. I mean, so many. Jarvis, shout you. Gotta salute you, my brother. And of course, I gotta shout out to all the sisters that shining bright. Y'all know who y'all be. I mean, yes, Irvin Lovell, I gotta give you a shout to. Of course, Art in Motion. As a matter of fact, Art in Motion, Mr. Boss Man. That is the tune we're gonna play tonight, man. That is the tune we're gonna play tonight. We're gonna play our resident artist. Y'all may or may not know him. If you don't know him, I'm gonna play this tune real quick from our very own politically incorrect graduate, man, a master at this thing. I keep this tune right here on. I keep look like a revolver right in my ankle, man. I keep this tune here on cock. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. You people can't overstand the situation. They can't overstand it. They can't overstand it. Check the link in the comments. Boss Man, Art in Motion. Priority number 3, isolation. Priority number 4, manipulation. Well, I say, hey, Mr. Boss Man, I am talking to you. Hey, Mr. Boss Man. Mr. Boss Man. Refrain from doing what you do. Refrain. Mr. Boss Man. Look what is going on. Hey, Mr. Boss Man. Look, leave the children alone. The evidence is clear to see. Some people are suffering from these vaccines. Yes, let me just share this real quick, family. Let me just share this real quick, family. Just a I wonder what happened to this. I wonder what happened. Hey, Mr. Boss Man, what happened to this? Hold on, Art. Hold on, Art. I got a question. Just a question. So please note that the live stream on the Government Industrial School has been canceled. This was yesterday, family. We apologize for any inconvenience caused. Live stream canceled, huh? I wonder what happened. I don't want to blow the whistle on this one, but I can blow the whistle on this one. But I won't blow the whistle on this one. Not yet. Never expose all your cards, family. But they canceled their live stream yesterday. I am just saying, right? Hey, Mr. Boss Man. Yo, Mr. Boss Man. What happened when they canceled the thing, though? I bet a lot of people didn't even know they had this. I bet they didn't have a clue. Anyhow, Art, tell them, Art. I think they think it's a joke, man. The evidence is clear to see. Some people are suffering from these vaccines. The FDA and the CDC committing crimes against committing crimes against humanity. Mr. Boss Man. I am talking to you. Hey, Mr. Boss Man. Refrain from doing what you do. Hey, Mr. Boss Man. What is going on? Hey, Mr. Boss Man. Mr. Boss Man. Leave the people, children alone. Leave the people, children alone, Mr. Boss Man. They tell me to pull that tune. They tell me to pull it. So you know what's going to happen here without question. I ain't going to tell you. Mr. Boss Man, I ain't got to tell you, man, from the top. From the top, Jack. I know what you said, so though. I know exactly why. Yeah. We want live performance one of these nights, though. Yes, Aaron. Priority number one, vaccination. Priority number two, the population. Yes. The brethren from Parish Land. Ibert. Priority number four, manipulation. We got to all the Parish Land family. You got people in Parish Land too. You don't get tapped with it, big man. Don't get tapped with it, man. Y'all know who y'all be too. I won't even call your name. I salute you, General. Leave the people, children alone. Leave the children alone. The evidence is clear to see. Yes, I agree, Jackie. That's right. We got to know ourselves. Humanity. Yes, Mr. Boss Man, we talking to you. Leave the copper tone people alone. Leave the copper tone people alone. Yes. Energy. Leave the people, children alone. Father God, look down on us in this crisis time. Father God, look down on us. We got to change our mind. Father God, look down on us in this crisis time. Father God, look down on us. Please change our mind. Yes, family. Give thanks, family. Give thanks. Let me check my phone before I go, man. I'll be missing out on some stuff, man. evidence clear to see. Yes. These. Shout out to Granny again, though. I give thanks, family. Manners and respect my people down there in Becker's Road. Without question. Monica, I see you too. Hey, Mr. Boss Man. Mr. Boss Man.
I am talking to you. Hey, Mr. Boss Man. Refrain from doing what you do.
Hey, Mr. Boss Man. Boss Man, boss man.
What is going on? Hey, Mr. Boss Man.
Leave the people,
Leave
children,
the people,
alone.
children alone.
Straight. Yes, family. Yo, that was just good Friday evening, Sabbath evening vibes, man. Give thanks. Give thanks for tuning in. Real thing. Everyone said Trinidad going through the same thing. Yes, Jamaica too, from what I heard. Even St. Vincent actually know. I've been hearing some information about missing children and whatnot. Family, this ain't by chance. This happening. This happening all across the region. This ain't by chance. This ain't by chance. This is by divine design. Yes, Phil. This is by divine design, family. It's a trumpet being sounded. It's time to wake up. Time to resurrect ourselves from the state of sleep that we were in into a new marvelous light. It's a new day, family. Remember that. Old things, behold, all things have become new. The former things have passed away. Don't let them scare you with their tactics and their fancy cliques and whatever. Them days done. Done. It's a new day. It's a different energy. And they don't have no answer for it. Reason being because they got too busy and too relaxed, right? That's what happened. Got caught. It said Christ said you're gonna come like the thief in the night. Well, I guess it's night, and I guess Christ is the thief because Christ's consciousness is here like a thief in the night. And the thing is, you cannot stop a day whose time has come. And it is that time. The reason why we speak about rights for children, because this is all in court. This is all consistent with globalization. And globalization, not a bad thing, you know, because as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. It was one globe, one village in the first place. That's what it was in the beginning. They trying to put it to their advantage, but nah, a divine order run things, man. So they're trying to run a simultaneous program to give you the illusion of divine order taking place universally and trying to infiltrate and give you an artificial copy of that reality. You check it, choose which side you're dealing with. That's all they telling you. One is real and one is fake. But you can decide which one you feel is which. That's on you. As for me and my house, I, Haile Selassie the First, Empress Rosera Menin, one perfect balance. You see, dealing with the oneness. And that's it, man. Give thanks to all those who came out tonight, including those who came and joined us for the first time tonight. Blessings to you too. All of you, including the sister and the brethren that I noticed as well. Jillian, I see you. Miss Aline, I miss you. And Jade, I give thanks for you too. People is people. We is we. We is we. It's all good, man. And yeah, feeling like a whole coconut full of water, right, my family? Ooh-wee. Oh, by the way, the brother gave me a book. There's a book the brother gave me right here. I want to get into it. Is it Black Man Christianity or White Man's Christianity? Yeah, the brother shared this book with me, and I actually want him to come on and do a presentation. You know, the brother, I don't know, did he sign his name? I don't think he signed his name in it. But if he's watching it, you know what I mean. David, you already know what I mean. Tell him to shout me forward because, like I said, in my father's house of many mansions, man, that ain't no issue. Haile Selassie the First, you know, I overstand. So me not having an issue with that. We could definitely sit and reason. Yeah. We could discuss this square situation. 360 degrees of mathematics. That ain't no problem. I used to have law master, so that's all good. So yeah. While we talking about that, we're gonna jump right into it too. You know what I'm saying? God of gods, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this as well. So we got some work to do, family. Understand that our children are destroyed because we lack knowledge. So we don't have a youth issue. We have an adult issue. Full stop. And that's what our issue is. So on that note, we in the building. I see you, family. Rastafari. Yes, Master Omar. We right here. We right here. I mean, I done forgot stuff people probably would never learn. That ain't even important. What's important is what we do with what we know. So on that note, family, like I said, I got the professor. I got one of the professors coming forward next week at some point. I really think I should probably put that ad in the paper, though, you know. I really think that'd be something for real, yeah. And if I do it Friday, I could put that in the paper for Wednesday paper, probably. It don't even got to be the Sunday paper. Advertising Friday. So I might could still do that and put that over the weekend. We're going to meet family. We're going to decide what we're going to do. And if he agrees to do the Friday or the Sunday, well, we will not be able to put it in the Sunday paper Sunday because we got 2 days to do it, which is not impossible, by the way. But I think it's best to put it maybe in a week sometime, maybe Wednesday paper. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe have 2 ads, Wednesday and then next week, Sunday, for another guest. Because we do have some up and coming things happening. So I'm excited about them. And I can't wait to share them with you all either, man. It's just amazing things happening across the whole international arena. Politically Incorrect has reached far, and there are people who has responded internationally, responded from the motherland, from Europe, from Canada, from North America, Turtle Island. And so, and they coming together to render assistance where we need it. So it's humbling, but more importantly, it's because we have been committed to this cause. Y'all have a blessed night. Give thanks and stay beautiful, right, family? On that note, let me just go to my anthem. Y'all know the anthem already, right? But I can't play that one. I can't play that one. Jeez, you know what? I can play that one. Because that wasn't the plan, but how the spirit work, right? So we could just go with it. However they do it, man. This for Armageddon. This for Armageddon, man. Come for trample them again. Listen to the tune, man.
Live amongst no Eden, as far as I can see. As far as I can see, a different enemy. I cannot live amongst no Eden. As far as I can see.
Yeah.
As far as I can see.
Armageddon, you're large, man. Eternal. Jeez. Lamamba, you remember this one? Shout out to Troy there. Tremaine, Eggy, G, Touchy, Ears and Blinds, man. Shout out to Black Lion Security. Man of the shadow workers, man. Shout out to the sisters, the Tree of Knowledge. Y'all know who y'all be.
Look at me and smile with me. Pretend to be my friend.
Yes, Lamamba. Remember that tune, Armageddon for life.
Cause you're living in a mix-up world.
Mix-up world.
Life for diamonds and pearl. Wake up and see what's taking place.
Wake up and see what's taking place, man. Wake up and see what's taking place, man. Wake up. Rise and shine, family.
Live amongst no Eden, as far as I can see.
Shout out to the Virgin Island crew. Nataki, I can't left you out, sister. Can't. Family in Jamaica. Sister Willette. The whole yard camp. Dominica, the brother. Charles. Trinidad. Yes, Trinidad. You know who I mean. Rasta City.
can't carry. Your skin gray starch with flu vampire all in the bloody burn. Well, I cannot live amongst no
We can't live amongst them heathens, man.
as far as I can see, a different enemy.
A man like Ossie and Ivor, Amon Ra. You don't know, family. Yes, ISIS.
I can see a different enemy. Look at me and smile with me. Pretend to be my friend. Just because I give my heart to you, you think I don't got my own problem.
Serious.
Cause you're living in a mix-up world.
Mix-up world.
Life for diamonds and pearl.
Enough is enough, family.
See what taking place. Come, yeah. Confusion I bring heed and them to mess. Missy said that Babylon soon confess. But conscience
Yes, family. Y'all feel joy your night, man, and make the best of it, man. We gonna fix this. We gonna fix this ourselves. Wilfred, do the right thing, man. Do the right thing. I will not live amongst the evil.